Hey everybody, it's Nitro from Nitromaniac TV's wrestling channel, and this is my take on the New Japan Pro Wrestling Power Struggle event that happened last weekend. It took place Saturday, November 3rd from Osaka's Edion Arena. This is also the last major stop prior to Wrestle Kingdom 13, which will be January 4th, 2019, from the Tokyo Dome in Tokyo, Japan. So, a lot of the storylines and feuds that will be going into Wrestle Kingdom kind of are getting established right now and building up matches and builds, and we find out who's in different title matches and that. So this was a very important card for New Japan. The commentary team on the English side was Kevin Kelly and Chucky T. If you're a Pro Wrestling Guerrilla fan, you got a lot of his commentary in the past on past Pro Wrestling Guerrilla events. It was very good. I enjoyed it a lot throughout the entire show, and I hope to hear more from Chucky T in the near future. I think that if they can't get Don Callis due to his Impact availabilities and that stuff and commitments, I should say, I really hope that Chucky T is like the second in line, and heck, maybe make him the third man for the booth for the Tokyo Dome if Best Friends aren't booked for anything in a tag match or something. Opening match was an 8-man tag where you had Taguchi Japan, the team of ACH, Chris Sabin, Taguchi, and Toa Hinari versus Jushin Liger, Soberano Jr., Tiger Mask 4, and Volador Jr. So some CMLL guys, some past Impact greats and Ring of Honor stars in there too. Quite a great match. Taguchi Japan rocking the rugby gimmick because of the Rugby World Cup coming to Japan in 2019. So they're just all about that hype. ACH with the rugby ball kind of knocking off the Heisman pose with the old school helmet whenever you can. That was very funny. It was very cool. The Taguchi foursome of Hinari, Taguchi, Sabin, and ACH got the win. And then post-match, if you got a chance to watch the stuff on NewJapanWorld.com, you saw that Hinari laid out a challenge to Tai Chi, who at the time going into the card was the never openweight champion. Would he remain the never openweight champion? We'll see as it goes on. But yeah, so Tai Chi and Hinari might be a thing. Maybe Wrestle Kingdom? We'll see. 6-man tag action up next as the Bullet Club OGs emerge with Robbie Eagles, Tamatonga, and Tangaloa. So the Gorillas of Destiny and one of the newer recruits to the Bullet Club, Robbie Eagles from Australia, taking on Great Bash Heel, which is Makabe and Hanma, and Kushida. And the GOD Eagles threesome got the win in that match. The development of the Bullet Club OGs has been very fascinating to watch through the summer and fall, and I think that it might be coming to a head here. While it remains kind of unclear who they will be feuding with, whether it's the Elite itself, if the Elite stays around, or if it's going to be one of the other factions, like the Bullet Club has always done with Chaos, or Tanahashi's group or whatever. It'll be interesting to see, but their intentions are clear. Absolute domination of New Japan. Tag team action up next as Beretta and Okada took on Bad Luck Fale and Switchblade Jay White. Beretta and Okada got the win, but after the match we saw a build between Okada and Switchblade for a match at Wrestle Kingdom. This could potentially be a show-stealing match at Wrestle Kingdom, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with the build and what happens on January 4th. It's really interesting to see Jay White kind of elevate throughout the year and that stuff. We had discussed on this channel, myself and Morehouse, in previous videos on how this guy needs to be kind of more established throughout the year after Wrestle Kingdom last year. And they've done a really good job of doing it. And I think his inclusion with the Bullet Club OGs, the firing squad, is probably much needed. I think that I think he has potential in 2019 to have a really breakout year. The matchup with Okada will go a long way in predicting that. Also, the Golden Lovers of Omega and Ibushi defeated David Finlay and Hiroshi Tanahashi in what was kind of advertised as the first real in-ring meetup between Tanahashi and Omega, kind of a a, a preview of things to come, a preview of coming attractions, I guess you could say, going forward to Wrestle Kingdom. And it'll be interesting to see the build for that going forward because, again, that's a potential match of the year contender if they can build it right. I don't think the build will be as strong as it was for Omega Jericho last year because the build for that was out of this world. But Tanahashi's pretty good. But Tanahashi is an icon in Japan, so this will be very interesting to see how they build around this and that stuff. One of the very interesting things about this show is we got to see how New Japan would cope without the Elite on the card because, with the exception of Kenny Omega, we saw no Cody, we saw no Young Bucks on the card. So is this a preview of things to come, potentially, if the Elite jumps to, say, WWE or something? Only time will tell. The Super Junior Tag League 2018 tournament wrapped up on this card as well, with Roppongi 3K getting the win over the LIJ team of Takagi and Bushi, and then the Suzuki-gun team of Desperado and Kanemaru, which would probably put Sho and Yo in line for a IWGP Junior Tag Team Championship match. Now, I was talking about the Never Openweight Championship earlier. Well, it looks like there's going to be a little bit of a tweak to that storyline because going into this card, it was supposed to be Will Ospreay versus Taichi for the Never Openweight title. Ospreay hurt himself, was not on this card at all because he was out injured. So taking Ospreay's place was Hiroki Goto, the former Never Openweight champion, and he ended up defeating Taichi by pinfall with the GTR to win the Never Openweight Championship. So that was a huge title change on this. So I guess Hanare would still like to get a crack at Taichi, but it won't be for the Never Openweight title. I think it's just going to be one-on-one. Potentially, that might be one of the earlier matches on Wrestle Kingdom 13, or it might end up headlining one of the smaller cards leading up to Wrestle Kingdom 13. Goto with the Never Openweight Championship is going to be very interesting. Ospreay is still owed a title match for the Never Openweight title, and Ospreay is part of the Chaos faction. And one of the things that you do when you sign on with the Chaos faction is you promise that you won't challenge other Chaos faction members for titles. So it might go back on their gentleman's agreement. I don't know. We'll have to see. But a Goto Ospreay Never Openweight title match at Wrestle Kingdom 13 could be really cool, but we'll see what happens. Up next was the RPW British Heavyweight Championship with Ishii, the champion, taking on Minoru Suzuki, the challenger. Let these guys fight forever. They might have had the most underrated feud of the year in 2018 in all of professional wrestling, just because of the matches that both these guys put on with each other are just hard-hitting, old-school, just, man, unreal competition. Great match. Ishii got the pinfall via the vertical drop brainbuster, but a really interesting contest. Probably one of my favorite matches I've seen out of both of them this year. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and take a look for it online. It is something to see for sure. And also the Goto Taichi match. It was very interesting how they booked that one because within the 20 seconds, or within the first 20 seconds of the Goto Taichi match, Goto ended up playing that he was knocked out in the first 20 seconds. So it was kind of interesting to see. I thought it was going to be a squash for Taichi going, the other way, but it was a very long, elongated type match. The same with this one. This one was, I don't want the anticipated squash. I thought that they would go to like a time limit the way it was going because they were just, move for move, and then just, it's awesome stuff. You have to check it out. Tetsuya Naito defeated Zack Sabre Jr. in kind of the blow-off of that little feud between Sabre Jr. and the members of Los Ingobernables. And it was, on any other card it would be match of the night, but the thing is, Ishii and Suzuki put together such a great match prior to it that it was tough to follow. Don't want to say it fell short, but I don't know. You guys be the judge when you watch it, and let me know in the comments below what you thought of it. And of course, the main event for the IWGP Intercontinental Championship, Chris Jericho defeating Evil in the contest. And you know what? For something that really kind of fell under the radar because Jericho had the cruise happening and all this stuff, and then you know, Evil with the New Japan commitments he's had, and that's what the build for this thing actually was really cool. The video of Evil in the cemetery there with the voodoo doll and that stuff, and everything was awesome. The match itself was great. Jericho at 48 still moves like he's 28. He's just this grizzled veteran now at this point. New Japan Jericho is one of my favorite things about wrestling right now because he's a heel. He'll let you know about it, and he doesn't care. He gives zero you-know-whats. And so it's such a great such a great talent to watch in the ring for sure. Post-match, Jericho attacked Evil, but then Naito came in and made the save. And so one of the first title matches, other than Tanahashi and Omega, has been signed for Wrestle Kingdom. Of course, you got Tanahashi and Omega for the IWGP World Heavyweight strap. For the IWGP Intercontinental Heavyweight strap, it'll be Tetsuya Naito versus Chris Jericho. That could be show-stealing. We'll have to wait and see. I think out of those two matches, we might get a Match of the Year contender already off of January 4th. That show usually produces one, and so I am anticipating one of those two matches probably will be Match of the Year coming out of that one. So for my full rating on the card, I am going to give New Japan's Power Struggle that happened on November 3rd, 2018 in Osaka a solid 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was a great maintenance show, kind of introducing people to what will be happening at Wrestle Kingdom. And yeah, it's going to be an awesome show. But anyways, I'm Kellen Nitro, Later Days. Happy wrestling watching. Thanks for your patience while I tried to get this up. I've been fighting everything this week whenever I tried to record this. And it looks like this one went through. So right on. Comment below, subscribe, share the video. Talk to you guys next time.